Well, patch 8 is here, everyone, and it's pretty freaking great. If gnomes and bards weren't enough, there's tons of visual upgrades and gameplay additions as well. First, hi everyone. Nice to see you again, or for the first time. Whichever applies, it's nice. Either way, thank you. I'd love to get more BG3 stuff out more regularly, but lately I've been sick for a bit, like in a perpetual loop of minor but still inconvenient illnesses. Hopefully my voice is back to normal. It's hard to tell on my end at this point, but there's a lot I want to touch on with this update, and it's gonna be more than one video. But for now, broad strokes. Let's see what we got. Patch 8 for Baldur's Gate 3 fires out of a cannon, bringing us a new race and class and some primo subcategories in each. We've got the gnome, which includes deep gnomes for a subrace. Imagine the fun that awaits in the Underdark and in Grimforge. And as for the Bard class, we can currently choose between the College of Lore and the College of Valor. I personally like Lore the best, but in the future I'll talk about both of them. Right now, the rundown is Lore is pretty much your classic Bard. It's Master of Knowledge and, well, Lore. And your Valor Bard is like a warrior skald. Think Liliana from Dragon Age if you're familiar. And if you're not familiar, it's a Bard still, but you've beefed up your melee a bit. If you want a full rundown of the Bard class and features, check out my buddy Aestus RPG. I'll link their channel in the description. They do great, in-depth, longer videos on all the classes. With a new class comes new spells, and I love doing me a spell rundown, so I'll have to knock one of those out in the future. But we're looking at some good ones. Some highlights are Calm Emotions to grant immunity to Charm and Fear, Phantasmal Force for continual psychic damage, and it can change damage types if other attacks land. And then there's the cantrip Vicious Mockery for some very minor psychic damage, but imposing disadvantage on the target's next roll. We also see upgrades to current spells. Detect Thoughts can now be used in situ, mid-dialogue, so there's no precasting required. And plus there are new scenes that offer the opportunity to use it.
Halsin is gone. I am First Druid now. I will take control and prove my authority.
Plenty of other changes too. Rogues now have expertise, but that came along with the Bard, so they kind of had to implement it. There's another shared Bard feature, and that's music. Anybody who wants to play music can pick up a feat, play an instrument, if that's something you want to do. You'll also notice NPCs can play music too. If you play in public, some people might join in. It's a lot of fun. We can now dig up treasure, a la Divinity Original Sin. Elves have unique animations, so they're more than just weird-looking humans. The Swarm AI will now lump together mobs of close initiative in some fights, so we aren't fighting goblins for hours on end. And these are all great features, but can we talk about the hair? Let's talk about the hair. We have plenty of new options for our main's hair now. There's highlights, we have a graying quality, so we can sort of create like a 3-color gradient, or just, more realistic looking hair in general, which also the hair itself just looks more realistic. That's great. All hair is available to all races and genders, which I've always wanted. Now, if they can only figure out how to do that for the faces somehow, I know that might be tougher, but hashtag all faces button. Besides our personal hair options, everybody got a hair upgrade. Look at this comparison. It's like it's trying to be real hair or something. I love it. And there is one little advancement here that I'm a little on the fence about, and it's Gale. Hey, don't get me wrong. He's a handsome fellow. He looks great. He even looks more real. Like I can imagine a real human being in real life that probably looks like this. And there's something about the old design I just like better. I think he seemed more, there's more like lighthearted, jovial, tongue-in-cheek feel to him. Also, his beard was a little fuller. And he looks a little more like cynical and hardened, which honestly fits him better. Everything is coming together quite nicely. I mean, there's a ton to talk about here. The lighting has been totally reworked. It actually works better for stealth. There's more cinematics. There's some UI updates. You can get a nice summary of your class features. The movement bar is now a movement ring, and it's a little less obtrusive. I'll get into everything a little more in depth when I get a chance. This was just like sort of a quick check-in, like, hi, still here, just, stuff's happening. So stay tuned. I'll have more coming out, and thanks for checking this one out.